Go inside. If you want to go east, don't go west. Ramakrishna. We were living at the abode of the message, the Sufi spiritual community in New Lebanon. Ellen and I, that summer day in July. It was 92 degrees and humid. We were scheduled to take a 5-hour trip down to Sumney Town to see the Guru, Gurudev, who had fallen from grace at Kripalu, the Center for Yoga and Health in Lenox. We, Ellen and I, had never been disciples of Gurudev when he was at the ashram. We never placed our faith in anyone but ourselves and Hashem. And when the Guru fell because he was preaching celibacy to his disciples and himself sleeping with some of them, we were dismayed. And when he was literally kicked out of the ashram, we felt badly for him and for his family, and thought in the end he had gotten a raw deal. Little did we know how self-serving Gurudev really was. If there was anyone who covered his own ass, then it was he. As the Buddhist saying goes, if you meet the Buddha on the road, kill him. Gurudev followed this literally. He didn't realize that in reality, he was that very Buddha. So on that hot summer's day, Ellen said to me, "What do you think, Dick? Should we go?" I said to her, "Ellen, it's a hot day. It's 92 degrees and humid. My little red Honda Civic doesn't have air conditioning, and you only have your little black Japanese fan. Let's not go. Besides, we have to pack our bags, and I have to carry them all downstairs." We lived on the 3rd floor of the Sufi spiritual community, and put them in my car. Ellen, who is a lovely woman, 5 feet 5 inches tall, with short curly hair, unstained hazel eyes, a cute smile, firm hips, soft breasts, shapely legs, and freckles between the thumbs and first fingers of each hand, said to me, "Dick, go inside." When Ellen says to me, "Go inside," she means close your eyes and meditate. Go inside and see what you get. And so on that hot July day, it was, as I have said, 92 degrees and humid, I went inside. I closed my eyes, sat in our comfortable armchair, put my hands in my lap and meditated. At the end of 5 minutes, simultaneously, that is how in sync Ellen and I are, we both opened our eyes. "What did you get, Dick?" Ellen said to me. "I got that we shouldn't go. It's a hot day in July, 92 degrees and humid. It's a 5-hour trip in my little red Honda Civic, and I don't have air conditioning, and all you have is your little black Japanese fan. It's a long trip, Ellen, and besides, we have to pack our bags, and I have to carry them down 2 flights of stairs and put them in my car. Let's not go. Let's stay here." "What did you get, Ellen?" "I got we should go." Well, when Ellen says she got that we should go, that's it. There's no change in her mind. So I very graciously said, "All right, Ellen, let's go." We packed our bags. I carried them downstairs and put them in my car. Ellen immediately rolled down her window. She asked me to do the same. My little red Honda Civic only had 2 windows because it only had 2 doors. Yes, I rolled down my window after Ellen rolled down her window, and off we drove. She took out her little black Japanese fan and began fanning herself vigorously. At the end of an hour and a half, we were a half an hour from Omega, the Holistic Institute in Rhinebeck. Ellen said to me she stopped waving her little black Japanese fan back and forth vigorously in front of her face. I could see she was already sweating, and Ellen doesn't do well when she begins to sweat. Dick, pull over at the first place you can. We were on the Taconic Parkway, had been going 60 miles an hour, and suddenly, without warning, Ellen had basically said stop. So as quickly as I could, I pulled over to the side, off the road, onto the grass, and stopped the car. "What is it, Ellen?" I asked. The sweat was pouring off her face. Her sleeveless dress was already wet under the arms. "Dick," she said, "I can't go on. Turn around and let's go back." So I got off the turnpike at the next exit, drove across a little bridge, and came back onto the Taconic in the direction from which we had just come. A half an hour later, as we were passing the signs for Omega, Ellen said to me, "Dick, why don't we get off here and have lunch at Omega?" "That's great, Ellen," I said. "Let's do it. It shouldn't be a total loss." "We can also call Gurudev," she said, "and tell him we're not coming." At Omega, we had a lovely lunch, tofu with potatoes, onions, green beans, and corn, and a nice salad with tomatoes, lettuce, cucumbers, chickpeas, olives, and sprouts, carrots and beets, all for $8. We called Gurudev in Sumneytown and told him we weren't coming. It was just too long a trip, and we didn't have any air conditioning in the car. He was disappointed, told us the room in which we would be meeting was air conditioned, and that we should come anyway. Ellen made another excuse, said she was feeling faint, and we just couldn't make it. I heard the phone click, even though she was still talking. We began our drive back to New Lebanon, and an hour later were home. I carried the bags back upstairs, up the 2 flights, and into our room. I saw that Ellen was ready to pass out from the heat, and I flopped back down into our comfortable chair. Ellen stretched herself out on the bed. Then all at once, she sat up and said to me, "Dick, you are amazing." "Why, Ellen?" I asked calmly. "Because you were the one who didn't want to go. In fact, you said to me that we shouldn't go. And yet you went, and when after an hour and a half I said I couldn't go on, we had to go back, you very calmly said to me, 'That's fine, Ellen, let's go back.' Not only did you not make a stink about our having driven 3 hours for nothing, but you carried the bags downstairs and upstairs, and all with a smile. How is that possible, Dick? How did you do it?" "I'll tell you, Ellen," I said. "You always say to me, of all the men you've ever been with, I'm the one who knows you the least. I knew, Ellen, before we even started out, that you would say to me midway through the trip that you couldn't go on. I also knew that we would turn around somewhere on the Taconic Parkway and come back home. All I can say, Ellen, is of all the men you've ever been with, I, and I alone, know you best of all. And Ellen, of all the women I've known and been with, I know and love you most of all. For you see, Ellen, I know and love who you really